Today we visit local artist Tony Goulding. We find out exactly how he got started.
Hello there, I'm Tony Goulding, a local artist, self-taught, live in Newark and operate from the Arcade Frame and Gallery in Newark normally.
So Tony, what got you into art?
I used to do a little bit at school. It took me O-level like 3 years early and got an A in that, but that was it then, never touched it. Did a bit when I was in the RAF, a few cartoons of people, and never touched it really until I got out, had a bit more time on my hands and started producing what I call real art instead of cartoons.
Alright, well give us a classification. What's the difference between the two then?
Well, a cartoon is a
like a caricature?
Like a caricature of someone.
Yeah.
A bit fun portraits more or less. And then this is more what I call real art. You know, just in my style. I don't make it look like a photograph or anything.
No,
it's just in my style.
Yeah. So how did you actually come to gain your own style? You're not copying anybody. You just
I've done a lot of tributes to Lowry in the Lowry style, but of Newark scenes, which were very popular.
Yeah.
I've done quite a few of those, and I produced a calendar as well.
All right.
Which I sold out. I could have sold another 300, I think, but you have to draw the line somewhere. But I've developed my own style, I think, over time. I didn't know what my style was. You just.
How long have you been painting?
Two and a half years, properly.
Oh, you see, it's old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't realise the way you're talking there. I was an experience. Good heavens, my man.
No.
Oh, right.
A couple of years, just self-taught, and I think each painting you do, you get better, and that encourages you.
Yeah.
Just a couple of years really, properly. I didn't know anything about mixing paints and all these colours to use or anything. I still don't. Just make it up as you go along. Really.
And how do you find that? Because if you make a mistake or whatever, what do you do?
If the picture's complete rubbish, I'll just paint over it.
Right.
If I'm not happy with it.
Yeah.
But I use acrylics, not oils. So after 10 minutes, 20 minutes, it's dry anyway, so I can just go over it.
And is that, I mean, what we've got in the background there with the clouds and everything, I'm fascinated by clouds, I've got to be honest with you. To get a good cloud, is it difficult?
Yes.
That's answered.
You've just got to play about. I mean, they're not great big fluffy things all the time.
No.
And if you look at skies, they change all the time, and a cloud isn't just white. There's lots of different colours in a cloud.
Yeah.
If you observe them for a while, and it's just a case of if you're happy with it, it looks right. It is right.
Yeah,
Simple
sure.
as that.
What about so how do you actually construct a cloud? Technique-wise and brushes. What are you using?
I've got some really old brushes, which I cut the ends off so they're little stubby things.
Yeah.
Dip them in, but that one's no good. I'll use great big wide brushes.
Oh, okay.
It all depends how I feel and what effect I want, really.
Yeah.
And then after that, you'll highlight it with bits of white, so you get the depth of it going away and all the different colours.
So
that's standing out.
Okay, so the one with the two towers, yeah.
This
you've got there, yeah. Right now, that looks like a real moody day, and like you're saying, that highlight and everything. So when you laid down the clouds, what did you lay down? Did you lay down the white fluffiness first?
No.
Then it's the other way round.
Yeah, I'll do the dark and then work towards brighter and brighter.
Oh, okay.
To highlight them,
Yeah. So just talk me through the construction of that painting. So when you had that blank canvas.
Yeah, went out on my bike, took loads of photographs.
Yeah.
On tablet thing.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Get back, choose the one I want, get rid of all the others. I'll do the sky. I'll do a little rough drawing
Oh, so you do a rough sketch?
Rough sketch, very rough sketch, you know, because you paint over any detail, it's gone, so you've got to start again. I use a brush about that big to do the sky, a wash on the sky, and then gradually work smaller and smaller brushes. Flat brushes I use, I don't use like some of the brushes you see, they're all flat chiseled brushes, and then I'll do the main area at the bottom.
So that main area, the base, that's the lightness then, yeah?
Yeah, and then I'll do that, get rough drawing again of all the fields and what have you, and then start adding in detail afterwards. But nothing's set in concrete, you do what you like.
Right.
You know, when I did the picture, I didn't know that's going to be exactly like that. If I want to change it, change it. There's no rules anywhere. Just enjoy yourself, really.
But what got you into art? Because I mean, you said like you finished at A level or whatever it was, O level.
O level, yeah.
And then nothing. Why nothing?
Well, I joined the RAF at 17, and I was in there for 28 years.
Wow.
Well, in the RAF Regiment I was.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rock ape.
Yeah, that's right. So you're quite busy in your life, out and about doing interesting things, all over the world.
Where have you been?
Where have I been? Middle East, Falklands, few tours in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
You name it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your first posting?
Queen's Colour Squadron at RAF Uxbridge. We used to do the ceremonial for the RAF, and then I went to what's called field squadrons out in 3 tours in Germany, Gütersloh, and Larbruck, and Wildenrath, which have all gone now. And on the anti-aircraft missiles we had the Rapiers, and a field squadron which we had small tanks, CBRT it was called. Yeah. So busy old time.
Why did you get into it? Not how did you get in? We know how you get into it, but why did you get into that? Was your dad? Was he ex-Air Force?
What, into the Air Force? You mean? Yeah, I've always been interested in the Air Force. Love aeroplanes. My dad was an author on the Lancaster, and he wrote the Lancaster War Series books. And I was always meeting chaps coming round the house, being interviewed like this. He was chatting to people, getting information for his books.
Right.
So I grew up with the RAF kind of background, although my dad wasn't in the RAF.
Yeah.
He ended up working for Lloyd's Bank, but he was a pilot. Private pilot.
Private, yeah.
So he used to go flying all the time, luckily, you know.
Yeah. But what was his fascination with the Lancaster then?
I think because he was from Nottingham area, I used to see him coming into land on fire at various places around Nottinghamshire and Lincolnshire during the war, and he got his love for it, an interest from that, and it just filtered down to me.
So did he have any interest within the art at all?
He was a good artist, fantastic artist.
Oh really?
I can show you a picture if you like. I've got one in the kitchen of his, but he didn't. Same with me, he didn't follow it through either. He went to the Nottingham College of Art.
Oh right.
So it must be in the genes.
Yeah.
You know, the art side of stuff. But he was more into photography. Really, did a lot of photography. And, but my daughter's fantastic. Fantastic art, better than I could ever be. You know.
Oh, what does she do? What style does she do then?
All sorts of things. More modernistic kind of things, you know, and seascapes.
Oh really?
From above, hard to explain, but
bird's eye view jobs.
Yeah, really, they're just fantastic. But she won't do any more now because she's just still in the RAF.
How old is she then?
She's 23 now.
Oh, okay.
So she's finally got a job, and she did fine art at university.
Yeah.
Which she enjoyed. Really useful.
So
degree to have that.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, do you wish that you'd have had the chance to go to university to study the fine art?
No.
No? You're quite happy with the way yours is?
I wanted to join the mob. Get out and about, see the world. No, sat painting. I want to see the world and you know, see a bit of action.
Yeah.
As a young lad, that's what you want to do.
Special moment. One special moment in your life, what would it be? You can recall?
Other than my kids being born.
Ah, that's lovely.
Can't really think. a lot of the times in the RAF in Bosnia or in the regiment in Bosnia and places like that.
Yeah.
Because your mates were absolutely fantastic, you know, and you still miss them now.
I think that for me, being ex-RAF as well,
Yeah.
and, you know, being ex-service and everything. I mean, I went. How old was I when I went in? I was 22 when I went in.
Old man.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
You know, but you're right. There's an awful. Well, it's not an awful feeling. It's a lovely feeling of belonging.
Yeah, camaraderie.
Yeah, that camaraderie
Yeah.
is strong old stuff, isn't it?
And when you get out, there's nothing.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people struggle.
And I did for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was on a downer for 2 years. Oh, it was a nightmare.
You still expect to get called up, or
Yeah.
but there's nothing.
No.
And, you feel a bit discarded, but you know, some people have been. You know.
Yeah.
But I got injured. You know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I wish I'd have stayed in longer sometime. But
Yeah.
my wife was in as well, and
right.
we'd never have seen each other.
Ah, there you go.
They extended the tours to 6 months instead of 4.
Yeah.
And if our tours overlapped, that's a year and a half with the training as well, because you're away for it.
Yeah, sure.
We'd never see each other. So in the end, we both left, which was a shame. But
What trade was the wife in?
she was a medic.
Oh,
She's a lot younger than me.
Are you going to tell me you actually met together when you were injured?
No.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
No.
I thought it was a love story there.
Well, there is. I went into the medical centre for some other treatment.
Oh, right.
And she was there, and we fell in love straight away.
You serious? Was it love at first sight?
Well, it was on my behalf. Yeah, you'll have to
Oh,
ask her.
you are such a softie.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. How long have you been together now then?
Oh, you put me on the spot now, haven't you?
Oh, okay.
We've been married 20 years this year.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got a 23-year-old daughter. I'm not saying anything, all right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that word.
Yeah, I have, yeah. Yeah.
Bless you.
And she works for the NHS now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good old days.
Yeah, brilliant.
Would you have changed any of it?
No, not rejoining, no. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed my time. It was, Falklands. I was up at Swinderby.
Right.
I'm in trade training.
Yeah.
Not trade training, just going through basic training.
Yeah.
And I can remember the day it kicked off was our time out, and they went, right, you're being shipped out, you're cannon fodder.
Yeah.
And we went, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
What do you mean cannon fodder?
Yeah.
Surely we mean something. They went, no, you're irreplaceable. You're replaceable. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
You know, we've got another batch coming through it in a bit.
Yeah.
And it was like there was uproar really, because I mean, although they were messing, a lot of people got very tearful.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, the reality of it all. Yeah, like you say.
See, we were the other way around. We all wanted to go
Yeah.
because that's what we trained for.
Yeah. So when did you actually join up then?
1978.
70. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you'd been in 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah.
Before it all kicked off.
Yeah, with the Falklands. Yeah.
So really, you were a seasoned vet by then, weren't you?
Hardly.
Oh no, you got 4 years.
Still a kid, you know. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still got that lust.
Yeah.
Just get out
No,
there.
we never lost that. We always wanted to.
Yeah.
Wanted a bit, if you like, for
Yeah.
want of a better phrase. Yeah.
So, what's next with the art then? What you got planned?
Well, I'm retired now.
Right.
So I'm just going to do more and more. Do whatever takes my fancy.
Is there one thing that you're like, oh my god, I really want to have a crack at?
I love doing painters in Newark.
Why?
Because the buildings are fantastic.
So it's the architecture.
Yeah, if you stand back, or say in the middle of the market square and look round at the buildings, a lot of people don't bother, but they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Character, and it just shows what some of the new stuff is awful, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, love the buildings.
So you Newark born and bred then?
I was born in Newark, but I wouldn't say bred.
Right.
I left when I was 2.
Oh right.
On my own.
No, where'd you go?
Boston.
Oh my goodness. Oh
yeah,
no.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Boston, then Tadworth in Surrey,
All right.
then Blackpool, then Burton-on-Trent.
How comes you had so much movement?
My dad's job.
Really?
Lloyd's Bank, we moved every 2 to 3 years.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
I didn't realise they'd moved them around so much.
if you got promoted, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Look, my dad did, luckily. And, we lived all over. Really, and then he moved back. I was in the RAF by then. He moved to America, to Pasadena, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by that time I was in the RAF.
Did you go and see him?
I did, yeah, once, yeah. But I could have gone with him, but there's a good move. Joined up instead. Yeah.
So how long has he finished his time out there? Is he still alive?
No, he came back. He
right.
moved to Norfolk, lived in Norfolk, Great Yarmouth, and then he finished at Nottingham.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. But say I was in the mob.
Yeah.
That anyway, so.
Mm.
Yeah.
What advice can you give somebody that's going to start at painting? Should they go watercolours? Should they go acrylic? Should they go oils? Is it a preference or what? What would you recommend?
I'd recommend them try a bit of everything, because you don't know what will suit you. But it's ideal, like perhaps join the Newark Art Club. They'll teach you, because I used to go to the art club to learn how to do different things.
Right.
Because I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to do watercolours.
Yeah.
Because that's an art in itself.
Right.
You don't just slap it on. You've got to wet the paper and drop paint in to get different effects. I mean, nothing.
Got you.
And I was taught how to do that.
Yeah.
Which is good, and with acrylics as well. I was. It was hard because I didn't know how to do anything.
Right.
But I learnt a lot from them.
Yeah.
Different chaps had come round, and a chap called Mark Goodman, who's passed now.
Yeah.
And Ron Freeman, fantastic artist.
Ron's still around, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does fantastic, mainly aviation stuff.
Yeah.
And he taught me so much, very generous with the time. So I learnt a lot from there.
Yeah.
Obviously I haven't been for months now.
Right.
And they'll show you how to use stuff, and they get guest artists in to show how to do stuff, and they say, oh, that's how you do it then,
Wow.
I get a bit confused when they're on about mixing different paint colours. I don't even listen to that. I just whack a load on the piece of wood which I use and mix my own,
Yeah. So that's your palette, is it a piece of wood?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a bit of plastic or something, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mince about, just get it on there. And it's just practice really, but acrylics are good because if, like you mentioned earlier, if I go wrong, you just leave it 20 minutes, it's dry and crack on over the top of it. Oils, I don't go near them because I tried and it's just too complicated for me.
Oh, right.
And you have to wait 75 years for it to dry. I can't get on with that.
Yeah.
I like to, once I get going, I'm quite quick. But others might like it. Might like that kind of medium. And I say watercolours again is an art in itself.
Yeah. No, good. Where do you actually advertise your wares?
I don't really.
How do you get it out and about then?
I'll put some on. I've got a Tony Goulding art. If I'm doing a painting, I'll perhaps put the beginning of it and the end of it up. So I'll get a bit of business via that, I suppose. I don't sell on it, but Newark Memories on Facebook as well, which is a great site. They have some great old photographs come up.
Yeah, I bet.
From some of the regulars, which I've got to kind of know on the internet, as it were. I've only met a couple of them. And they're always generous with the photographs that can I pinch that one, especially with some of the old shops in Newark.
That keeps you going with a source of...
Yeah. And other than that, I sit in the arcade framing gallery in town.
Yeah.
That's how I generally meet people.
Right.
Or they buy some, because I do prints as well, via yourselves, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's my main thing, really, is sitting in the art, because it's great to meet someone.
Yeah.
If I didn't sit in there, I'll be sat in my little shed in the back garden, and I wouldn't speak to anyone for 10 hours. Which
how important is it then to get a little venue? You know what I mean? Just to sit and be out painting.
Oh, in town, brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. And the galleries helped me no end, because no one would have seen my art.
Right.
The passing trade and being able to chat to people.
Yeah.
Because not many people get to chat. I loosely call myself an artist. It's few and far between, really, and I can produce stuff very detailed that they want, specific.
Sure.
Other than just them buying a painting.
Yeah.
They don't really, I can put something on exactly what they want. It's a commission. Generally.
Yeah. Now, one thing I noticed is, I mean, there was a lot of football. There's a lot of football.
Yeah, I'll do a lot of football grounds. Lots of forest, obviously, because where we live, Notts County.
Yeah.
But I do most football grounds, Leeds. I do prints of them, but I do paint them to order as well.
Yeah.
I've done them with specific people on the pitch with their names on the back for birthdays
really?
and what have you. Waving at the Trent end or as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah, done lots of different angles on that.
Is there one football team you've painted that you ain't been able to get rid of?
Yes, Fulham.
Fulham,
yeah.
Why? I mean, they're doing all right, aren't they?
There's no Fulham fans, is there, around here?
Well, let me ask you another question. Why on earth would you paint one then?
Because a mate of mine who's a big Fulham fan wanted a print to auction off at a big charity function.
Oh, okay.
But he was too tight to buy the actual original.
No.
So I'm left with it. But I thought it might go, but it hasn't yet.
So why don't you do a little PR stunt?
Yeah.
And send it down to Fulham.
You never see it again.
No, you give it to them free of charge, and they raise money from a charitable.
Well, that's possible. I've been trying to ring them, but no one's answering the phones at the minute. Everything's difficult at the minute, as you know. But once it all gets cleared, I'll give them a bell. And yeah, you're right. That might be a donation for a charity down there.
Well, it's a good bit of PR, you see, and from the PR side of things, maybe they'll, the local advertiser will come forward and go, local man supports Fulham, sends it down. Now you got that. That's newsworthy.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll try something. And like you say, I'm not in it for the money, really.
No, no. Oh well, that's nice to know.
It keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Busier than I ever thought, really.
Yeah.
And it's affordable. If people come and see me, it's affordable. A lot of art, crikey. How much is that? Mine's well within the range of your average working person.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Let's just close with the pandemic.
Right.
How's that pandemic affected you?
Obviously lost a lot of trade, as it were, not sat in the gallery. However, I've done twice as many, if not 3 times as many commissions from people I know who I've done stuff for them before, and I've been doing a lot of people's houses in the Lowry style as
really?
Presents from the customer to various people. So I've done a lot more commissions since lockdown. I think people are sat there, nothing else to spend the money on. I don't know. Hats
off.
Yeah.
Hasn't it? Thumbs up.
Yeah. But even so, I'll be glad to get back in the gallery. Just to meet people.
Yeah. Got it. Well, that's it. That's another wrap here. Tony, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
Now, one last thing. Where can we get this artwork from?
If you go to the Arcade Framing Gallery in Newark, obviously in the arcade, he's open Tuesday to Saturday, including Saturday, and I'm in there most days, sat at my easel. And you can come and chat to me, have a look at my prints and various other stuff hanging up in the gallery as well.
Brilliant. Tony, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
If you'd like to be featured on Newark TV, why not drop us a line on info@newark-tv.co.uk. Oh, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button